Greetings, gamers, and welcome to the Broken Pixel podcast where we talk all things gaming related, news, reviews, previews, and whatever the hell else you want to talk about.
There's no flavor in here.
Really?
It's the same as last time.
I'm your host, Wes. I'm joined on my right by Aaron.
It's supposed to be birthday cake.
Yeah, with almond roca and everything.
It just tastes like caramel coffee.
Really?
There's
weird.
no difference. It
And
sucks.
on your right
I
by
mean, it's
James.
fine, but
Yeah. Hello.
This video not sponsored by Dutch Brothers, but easily could be.
they didn't have to know that it was Dutch Brothers.
But they now know.
You fucked it up, Wes.
All right.
You fucked it up.
It's a conflict of interest.
If you like what you see, please like, favorite, subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of the social medias. If you want to help us out, visit patreon.com/derailed. Throw us $1, throw us $5, throw us $10. Get some better lighting in here so we can produce a better show for you.
Games with gold?
Versus PlayStation Plus, new month.
Who's getting Rhyme?
PS4.
Yeah.
Oh, we knew that. That's right.
All right. So, that's actually...
After I paid for it.
We'll kick the show
That
off
fucking-
with Games with Gold versus PlayStation Plus.
PlayStation Plus / Games with Gold can be a sweet tickle of the balls or a flick to the left nut. Because it's like, oh, here's some free games. Or it's like, you already paid for this? Here's it is.
Oh, hey.
Pretty much.
Especially if you buy it like a week or so before.
Like,
you're like
right next. That's happened to me 3 or 4 times, and it's like, I fucking hate this month.
All right.
Because it's always one of those good games. Because obviously I bought it.
Yes.
It's never.
Yeah.
It's never like, here's FIFA 2016.
Yeah. It's not like, oh, here's Axiom Verge. You've wanted it for a long time. I just had to buy it, and then, yeah, whatever.
All right. So, Games with Gold. We've got Shadow Warrior.
Don't know what that is.
First-person shooter samurai-ish game with demons.
Have you seen that one Dark Souls style game that is on the PS4 that Jim Sterling covers? Kind of all the time?
Kind of all the time.
Kind of all the time? It's like Shadow of the Beast, or it's like a shitty...
Oh, it's the shitty one, yeah.
Shitty Dark Souls. And PUBG's all like, we can't go on the PS4 because Sony is way too strict with their gaming policies. And then Jim Sterling has all these games of like, this is available on PS4, like Horse Racing 2016.
Yeah.
It's like a mobile game.
Life of the Black Tiger.
Life of Black Tiger, all on the PS4.
Yeah, so that's not the quality
Rigorous
What?
approval process there at PS4.
Microsoft just threw them a bunch of money to say, let us have it. Let's be real. That's what happened.
Yeah, they're going to buy them, hopefully.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Chronicles India. One of the 2.5D Assassin's Creed games.
Terrible.
Those games suck.
That was on PS. That was the free plus, like fucking.
One of the
3
other
months
ones
ago.
was the China one.
Yeah, I bought it.
Yeah.
The side-scrolling shit
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're awful games.
I just buy it. I download it.
Split Second.
Sure.
Racing game. And then Crazy Taxi.
That would be a good title for the sequel to Split.
Split second.
Split Second.
The Unbreakable Split.
Yeah.
All right. And
Wait, how is that possible? It's split, but it's unbreakable.
that's the twist. PS4, we have Rhyme. Which, any good?
I have it. It's awesome. I love it. It's a really good-looking game. It plays like Last Guardian, right?
Okay.
It's like a puzzler.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plays like Last Guardian. But some of it's confusing. There's not a lot of help throughout the game. You're just kind of in it.
So it's kind of like an old school puzzle game.
It's
Yeah.
like a
Here,
don't teach me anything. It's like The Witness. Where
Yeah.
I can
Okay.
teach you through.
trial and error.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
if you don't get it, if you don't pick it up, like if you accidentally solve one, then you're fucked for the rest of the
It's like it'll show you the picture of what the puzzle, like it'll show you a picture and there's 3 towers and you have to remember the fucking symbol on each tower because you could never see it again.
Oh, shit. Okay.
screenshot.
Yeah, pretty much.
Knack. One of the early launch titles, right?
Terrible.
The guy who was the production lead for the PS4 was the game director for Knack. So he designed the PS4 and made that game, and that game was terrible.
Yeah,
the one
it
thing
was
with Knack,
bad.
Knack has been on the list of predictions of what the free game will be for PlayStation Plus for
Forever.
every month.
But it was one of them already, like a while ago.
Spelunker HD.
Spelunky?
Is that a fucking
No, not Spelunky.
Spelunker? It's like a
Really?
yeah. It's like is that similar to SteamWorld Dig? Do you know anything about those games?
I actually got SteamWorld Dig on the PC for free from Origin.
Is Spelunky like SteamWorld Dig? Or am I just totally bad?
Yes and no. Like SteamWorld Dig,
You dig
you
in
are
both of them.
you dig down and you're a robot and you collect ore to get money
I
and
tried
power-ups.
Spelunky. It was weird.
Spelunky's weird. It's hard but fun.
I didn't have
What's
any fun.
Spelunker?
Spelunker.
Hard games for me are not fun. FYI.
Let's take a quick look.
Hashtag Neo.
Yeah.
Came out on the PS3
Instant trading.
November 2010 and nothing about it. Like that's the only.
Spelunker has
Yeah.
one article from 2010.
Jesus.
No, that's when it came out.
Ugh.
Now, Mugen Souls Z.
What?
Mugen Souls Z.
Is it like Souls?
No,
Like Dragon Ball
Souls
Fighters?
Z.
Okay.
Souls Z.
Where do you sit on the Fighter Z fighters
It's fighters.
according to them? But
Accor-
it's clearly Fighter Z.
I've said Fighter Z when I first saw it, and forever.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
No
I
one
guess-
says fighter.
It's called Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Yes, you just threw Fighter
Dragon
You're gonna think
Fighter
Fighter
Z.
Z.
Isn't it Dragon Ball Fighter Z?
Dragon Ball Fighter Z is what I would say. Is what I was saying. For
The
longest time.
Z is even capitalized.
Yeah, it's big.
It's like, dude, it's not fighters.
And then the last two are Exile's End and Grand Kingdom.
I've heard of or have I not?
I know Grand Kingdom is the
Exile.
Exile's End.
Does that have a Z in it too?
No, S. Grand Kingdom I know is the cross-play game, tactics
Okay.
RPG style. Kind of.
Are
like
they
a
still doing like Vita-ish stuff?
Those were the two Vita games. So objectively speaking,
This is Pete's coffee.
Oh, no shit.
the only game I actually care about on this list
Sorry,
is Shadow Warrior, but I think objectively speaking, not a good month for either company. If you had to pick one winner,
Rhyme.
Rhyme of all the
PS4
games.
wins.
So PS4 wins
Yeah.
because of Rhyme.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a solid 7.5 game at least. Where,
Even the
Fair.
dogs like it.
yeah, they love it.
Nintendo has the release date for their service, the paid service for online, the $20 a year.
And what does that give you? Oh, a retro game, right?
It gives you like access to a retro game library. Right now, it's going to be NES and earlier.
Are they making them, or is it those retro arcade version? 'Cause you have a Switch, right?
Yeah.
So you've seen those retro arcade, like versus Super Mario Bros.
Yes.
Have you seen those on the store?
I-
They're like
yeah.
they're like made by they're published by Nintendo, but not made by Nintendo.
No, these are like I honestly think just ROMs of the old games they're
Okay,
giving
good.
you access to.
Good.
So like I think the
Maybe
first
the
one
start of the virtual.
that's the rumor. Come on. Because the first game they showed was Mario 3 because that's what everyone's going to want to play. Mario 3.
I bought this $8 Super Mario Bros. And it runs fine. You can switch the controls around, which is nice.
Nice.
Or map them. So
And Red Dead has a release date now.
yeah,
Yeah.
October.
Yeah. Well, I thought it already had one. And
It was
spring. Oh, they said spring.
and now they gave us the hard October. Which, to be fair, it's Rockstar Games,
fine.
so I would expect even one more delay.
Yeah,
Probably.
exactly.
Really?
Yeah. GTA was delayed, 4 or 5 times?
Yeah, at least 4.
I know it came out awesome.
Yeah, I mean, if you release a great game, I don't mind if you delay it a couple of times. If you do it like 10 years worth of delays, we might have issues.
How many more years until we just get everyone that Bethesda's it? And it's like, spring, here's the game, fall. Or spring, we're announcing it, fall, we're releasing it.
I still think we'll have companies want to take their time with it, like smaller studios. I mean, CD Projekt Red. I don't think we're going to see Cyberpunk 2099 until 2019.
Why would you just shut up? Just shut up.
Got to build that hype, though.
I'm not hyped about it. You forget about it. And then you're like, oh, we got to bring it up again. You're just spending marketing money to keep bringing it up because people forget about it
But
because you brought it up
that's just
too
it.
soon.
They don't spend marketing money. They literally just like Twitter. By the way, Cyberpunk 2099. We're going to tweet from this.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
So in the news, did you know Horizon Zero Dawn was originally supposed to be co-op?
Well, I read about it.
Yeah, that's what I read today. It was supposed to be co-op. It was supposed to be Aloy and then one of the hunters you meet.
The other person would play as her hat that you throw at things, and they would possess it.
That's Mario. But the reason they didn't put it in there is if they made it co-op, they would only be able to put in 50% of the things that they wanted in the game. So they cut that to put 100% of the things in there.
I think it was a smart idea.
People
Yeah.
are speculating it'll be a big DLC. Like
co-op?
Really?
they'll release a co-op version of the game?
No,
Because
they're done.
you think they're
They've moved on.
okay.
They're already working on the sequel, probably.
They did release a cool video of what the game looks like from the a debug machine where it shows you the cone of like if you're looking in the area, this is the game that's loaded, and then it shows you the game like the parts of the game that if it's behind you, like it's not loaded at all, and then as you kind of sweep around, it kind of starts to load things in and stuff.
Wow.
It's really interesting to kind of see like if you're looking this way, there's literally nothing behind you right now. And then you just swing around and it just loads
That's
everything.
crazy.
See, I don't know if I'd like that game as a co-op or not, just because like if I'm playing with you and I'm like, cool, I'm gonna go over here and kill this, and you decide to go, I'm gonna go that way.
Yeah, I mean, are you even really playing together? Like, it would be cooler if it was like online kind of where like you could collect things together and then trade things and
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Like
if there was like 8 to 10 people in a server.
create your own little tribe kind of thing.
Yeah.
So kind of like do
And you could
GTA
do
Online.
quests,
2 separate
yeah.
things. Keep the Aloy storyline. Like,
Dude, every once in a while, part of me wants to play Elder Scrolls Online. Because
don't do it.
it's free. I don't have to pay a subscription, and it's Elder Scrolls.
No,
and
it's
online.
not.
Didn't we try that already?
It's
Yeah.
it's
was
an
terrible.
MMO
It's not
with an Elder Scrolls paint job. It is not an Elder Scrolls.
But
game.
Everybody
But
has to
it's
collect the
very
same
high
shit.
rated. I know.
That's terrible.
I know.
Just
I didn't say I
replay
wanted to play
Skyrim.
with you.
Just replay Skyrim.
I am on my Switch.
Really?
I did put it down for Mario though. Mario's pretty adorable.
I
Mario's
played
great.
Mario. I played Mario last night on the TV, and it was amazing. It was so much fun, dude. So much fun.
It's pretty fun.
I'm done with the sand castle or the
Just
sand.
wait until we're in between. Thank you. Okay. Now I just have to be a dick about it. Who is this shitty pizza for?
Who gets?
Which one do you want?
I'll do the combo.
Okay. Oh, you want?
Which one?
How come you
Combo?
switched me?
Okay.
I don't like olives.
Oh,
Oh.
you and your fucking olives.
No eating on the show.
Just not in the microphone.
So last week we talked about the guy who got removed from Guinness Book of World Records for a gaming
Yeah,
record.
fuckface Mick.
Fuckface McFuckface. So there's a new one. Billy Mitchell, the guy who had one of like 2 different
He
documentaries.
already sounds like a douche.
He is. Oh, have you seen?
Billy Mitchell.
So there's a movie called The King of Kong: A Fistful of Quarters. It's a documentary about
About him, right?
him and a guy here in Redmond competing for the
Yeah.
world record.
I've seen that.
So his score has been removed from Twin Galaxy and is in dispute right now because they're saying he didn't play on an arcade cabinet. He played on a emulator machine. Which to
What's
be
the difference?
Emulators.
You can manipulate them
way
more.
easier. I mean, you can manipulate arcade boxes technically, but
There's also the kill screen you're supposed to get at the end, which in the emulator version you can theoretically not have, so you can get your score higher than possible.
you can jump into emulator
really?
code with like little skill and just fuck shit up.
Oh, gotcha.
But and for Twin Galaxy's rules, you have to do it on the original console if available to, or in this case, the original cabinet.
Right.
But yeah, if you watch that movie, he's such a dickbag.
Billy, like it's like you guys remember Billy Mitchell from kindergarten? That kid was fucking. He'd always pull your hair. Like he sounds like the kid who would like have a ponytail, like not even a ponytail, like a mullet, and he
Yeah.
would just like kick people in the shins for no reason. Fucking Billy Mitchell.
He looks like he's like the
Oh,
kid
Doyle rules.
Yeah,
He's the guy who picks a fight with you, and then when you start to turn on fight back, he runs behind the teacher.
yeah.
And when we say douchebag, that's what he looks like.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
He's totally the kid. Yeah.
Jesus.
You'd be like, "Hey, man," and he's like, "He did it."
And there's now a new YouTube channel that is challenging people to dispute other people's world record claims with proof. Like how they've caught a lot of people has been going into the sound files and see like the spectrograph of the sound, and you can just see cuts in there.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, there's been like a lot of Zelda speedruns that have been called back because of that stuff.
Really?
They just did the what's that speed run found?
Good Games Done Quick,
Yeah. So
It's
they
the-
just did that.
the charity event.
Yeah. So IGN has a bunch of like random like Prey speed runs. Like they're really interesting to watch. It was like I was telling you the Minecraft speed run.
Yeah,
It was like, what the fuck?
And then there's different types of speed runs, like any percent. So beat the game as fast as possible, glitches, whatever.
And then 100%.
100%. You have to beat the entire.
That's how I did my. So I thought I was like hot shit for doing Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 in like 45 minutes or whatever.
And then we looked it up, and it's like 12 minutes.
It's like 12 minutes, yeah. And then I watched some guy last year do Tony Hawk 3 in like 8 minutes and 22 seconds.
But it wasn't 100%. It was any percent. No,
he finished all the goals and got gold in all the competitions.
Wow.
But see, Aaron, here's the thing. Your skill is like here at Tony Hawk. These people have no life.
They don't, man. Like he's doing all the things in one turn, and it's like, you know how many times I have to try to hit that ramp at the right time to get onto the telephone pole to grind the line, and it's like he's like special, and then grinds it, and then gets onto the top of the cruise ship, and I'm like,
well, seeing you doing Tony Hawk 1 in the downhill course, downhill jam, just trying to get that one damn tape, like
so long, and they're just done.
Good news for a game that you were a fan of. Dying Light is celebrating its third year.
Yeah, I read that.
With updates, discounts, free stuff, and a thank you video.
Oh.
And they're releasing.
Haven't opened it since it came out, but
I mean, you were a big fan of it.
loved it. Try to get the platinum. Maybe I'll go back and get it.
They keep releasing content packs.
Stopped me.
They released 3, and they're releasing like another 7 this year.
That's cool. I never played the following, the DLC. Man, that's a good co-op game too. I used to fuck shit up with like Theron and
Wes Ho.
The trophy hunters.
You could run at zombies and then jump and like drop kick zombies into cars, and then the car would like light on fire, and then it would like attract more zombies. Then the car would blow up, and then it's a fun game, man.
Did you real quick? I don't know if you guys. If it's just something that I caught on Facebook. Something called is Days Gone still called Days Gone?
Yeah,
I haven't heard anything different yet.
There's something coming out called Days.
Daisy.
D-A-Y.
Daisy.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Daisy.
Days because they put it all together, so it looks like Days.
it's like Fighters.
Is it? Oh, you mean like that
It's like Dragon
same?
Ball
Okay.
Fighters. Yeah.
Is that still just no? Is that actually
It's
a game?
out of
It's a
early
standalone
access
game.
now.
But is it on in PC still? Or
It says coming to console.
yeah, it's coming to console.
Yeah,
still.
but it says it's out of early access now.
So, remember how I was giving you? What was I giving you? No, I was giving Derek the history. So, the history of PUBG is because of Daisy.
Oh, really?
Okay, so there's a game called Arma, which is an army simulator, and then this guy who was in the army created a mod for Arma called DayZ, where you would fight zombies and you would drop in random locations and try to find weapons and try to survive. But your biggest enemy was other players. So there was,
So take The Walking Dead then.
It's The Walking
Zombies
Dead,
are a
but-
looming threat, but people suck.
but people are way worse. Okay, so then a guy made a DayZ mod where you dropped in and found weapons and only killed people, and then the map would shrink and shrink, and he was named Player Unknown, and he started. It's called Battleground. So he is a modder of a mod,
Yeah.
and now has this huge game.
Wow.
And then for DayZ, for the longest time, there was a fight between DayZ and what was it coming out? H1Z1?
Yeah.
Where H1Z1 was supposed to be its own game, brand new, not a mod, but it stole assets from DayZ and Arma 3.
And hired
shit.
Player Unknown to make a Battle Royale mode after Battlegrounds had come out as a mod, and they couldn't come to an agreement about the vision for it. And so he got called by the Korean company who was like, hey, come make your game and we won't stop you. So he left Sony, because Sony owns the company that makes H1Z1.
Oh, damn.
And so he left them and went to go work for the Korean company and now has his own studio.
Wow.
He's like 38 years old and like barely plays video games and like just modded something, and now he's the game studio director.
Damn. I could have done that. I'm 38 and I barely play video games.
to think about how simple that concept is and how much we've not known that we wanted it for so long, but like, you know, what'd be cool is if we just like all killed each other in this, you know, and it's like,
Well, the good thing, Sony tried it like on the PS3. Remember MAG?
right.
Massive action game?
Yeah.
Which had like, 300 or some ridiculous server sizes?
Wow.
But it didn't hold a candle because like it was on the PS3 and the PS3 servers were shit. So
That free online.
that free online though, but you had to play with shitty servers. So I don't normally talk about season passes,
Please don't.
but I have to talk about this one. Just as much.
Actually, you do, because I'm buying it.
Far Cry 5.
Yeah.
So Far Cry 5 Season Pass has 4 things to care about. 3 expansions,
No, I don't care.
which are
I'm never gonna play them.
you go face the Viet Cong back in the Vietnam War.
Never gonna
You fight some zombies and you go to Mars. Then they are
Far Cry 3.
Far Cry 3. They're porting it. It's not going to be remastered. It's going to be Far Cry
care.
3 again on the PS4.
Fine.
Which there are.
Which is the one you told me to play.
Exactly, dude.
It's great.
It was so much fun. It's cheesy and it's corny and it's buggy in
His
certain
name's what?
spots.
Vaz?
Voss.
Voss is awesome. Voss
Like the
Devil.
water.
Oh yeah.
Voss. But he's creepy as fuck, man.
The Insanity speech. The first trailer you ever see of him.
Yep. I remember watching that at E3. Not at E3, but I was watching E3 and I was like, I don't know what Far Cry is, but there's 3 of them and I want to play this one.
Yeah.
4 was okay.
It was it was 3. It was more 3. So it wasn't bad, right? In that sense, it's like it's more of good, you know?
Okay.
But then they had Troy Baker play the villain and had like 20 minutes of screen time.
Oh, wow.
Like, where is he? He's amazing. He's so cool. His
Yeah.
first scene is so cool. And then he's like, he's nowhere.
The most screen time you can get with him is if you beat the game in 5 minutes. And this is not a glitch.
Yeah, you can. It's built into the game.
Yeah, at the beginning of the game, you go to this place to drop off your mom's ashes, and you go meet Pagan Min, Troy Baker. And he's like, oh, come here. We're going to go eat some dinner because I knew your family. And he's like, cool, try the crab rangoons. I'm going to go deal with this. And that's when you're supposed to walk out and go see him murdering rebels. If you sit there and just wait for like 5-10 minutes, he comes back. Everything's taken care of. You get in a helicopter and fly away. But that's the most screen time he tends to get.
Oh, really? Wow.
The only reason I'm bringing that up is because of the Far Cry 3. You can get Far Cry 3. You can also get it in the summer standalone if you don't want to buy 5 or get more
I'm
importantly.
gonna buy 5.
Yeah.
And it's cheap. It's probably cheaper just to buy the season pass. So that's how you're gonna get me to buy a season pass, I guess. Whatever. But yeah, put a full game in season pass, and then I'll buy your season pass. That's
Yeah.
fine.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you're not just pre-ordering the DLC, you're
Exactly.
getting something for
Yeah.
it.
And I promise you, I will not be playing the DLC.
Really?
I promise.
You don't think you'll give it a try?
No. Never do. I never play DLC. I didn't even play Frozen Wilds.
Yeah.
Did you play Last of Us DLC?
Oh, shit, yeah. Naughty Dog.
So,
Watch Wild.
no Horizon Zero Dawn DLC though.
I wasn't interested.
Really?
Yeah.
Nothing for this year, right? For Last of Us 2 yet?
No. They
Probably
haven't.
next year.
2020, baby.
It's going to be once they announce the PS5 is when we'll get that.
Really?
I think it's going to be just like Last of Us was. It's going to be a PlayStation 4 swan song.
Oh.
Like the last game.
Yeah.
Or it's an exclusive
PS5
launch.
launch. Which I think they should do it as the swan song and then re-release it a little later, update it.
Why not? I said, why not? I would do that.
You'd buy
And then
both.
remaster it.
Yeah.
How do you... I mean, yeah, whatever. The PS4 looks so good. Like, how good can the PS5 look? And to be fair, I don't even care how good these games look. Like, I just want them to play, just be fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Games
know what I
fun
mean?
is number one. If
Yeah.
it looks great, it's a bonus, like Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Yeah.
Looks great, plays great. But like some of the best games have been some of my favorite games recently been pixel art games
Right,
by
exactly.
like Digital Devolver or Revolver and stuff.
Yeah. Did you ever play Night in the Woods?
I did not play Night in the
I
Woods.
can't believe we missed that. We should play it. We should both play at the same time.
What is
on the
Night in the
Switch.
Woods? Oh, is that the one where you're like a cat person?
Yeah, it's like it like deals with like depression and like all these serious topics, and it's like it was on tons of Game of the Year lists last year. And,
Really?
like, we never even talked about it.
It ends
Weird.
up, it was like one of the highest indie games, right?
It's on
Until-
PS4.
$20. It's on PS4. It's on Switch. It's on.
Until Cuphead came out, pretty much.
Yeah.
I wish
Even
I
Cuphead didn't get a ton of love.
It was hard as fuck.
I mean, I feel like people were like, I appreciated it, but I liked this game more. I don't know. I got that feeling.
It's hard, but when you beat a boss, it's so satisfying. It's the
Oh yeah, I watched him grind it out for fucking a million hours.
it's the Dark Souls effect.
Yeah.
Like Dark Souls is hard as shit, but you get to that next checkpoint, you get to that next bonfire, you beat the boss. It's better than most other games because most other games.
The Surge just had DLC come out. Remember the Surge?
The Surge. Why does that sound familiar?
It's like a Dark Souls-ish game, but it's like you're a construction mech kind of guy thing, and you don't remember that? It's literally like there's bonfires, there's let's see, like slow weapons and fast weapons, and you got to upgrade, and there's souls, but they're like salvage points, and if you die, it's even harder though, because if you die, you only have a certain amount of time to go back and get your souls,
Oh shit!
which are salvage points.
I don't remember this game.
You don't remember it? It just had a carnival or a theme park DLC where like you got to the section of this big corporation where they built a theme park, and it's all messed up now, and it sounds interesting.
Do you think anybody will ever make like a badass Rick and Morty game?
I hope, but I'm trying to figure out what kind of game it would be. Like I've thought about this before. Like, what would your Rick and Morty game be?
I would make it a somebody gets kidnapped, like, you know what I mean? Like you can make it episodic too.
But I mean, like, are we talking turn-based RPG, platformer?
Third person over the shoulder action game. So you have
Like Resident Evil 4?
yeah, but like
That would be cool.
but faster, like Ratchet and Clank.
Okay. And
But you'd have to have a story that's set up that you could go to any world.
Yeah.
And it would be procedurally generated. So you would have to have a reason to go through the portal and then just be in a world and have something to solve there.
so
Yeah.
in theory, like the tutorial mission would be you and Morty just go on an adventure, and you pull out your gun and just go to a random place.
Yeah.
And it's like you make it easy. Oh, go.
But you
But
meet all
they're-
the characters.
Right.
Like Mr. Poopy Butthole could like be your guide. Like
Yeah.
he's the tip guy, you know, he'll give you tips
Sure.
and stuff. Like you could get stuck in interdimensional cable. You know what I mean? And like I think that'd be so like you can go to Anatomy Park.
Who makes it?
Oh man.
Dude, this is a great topic.
Wow. Wow.
Because I
The
mean,
Rick and Morty game.
for a Rick and Morty game, who makes it? So we're assuming we're cross-platform, all consoles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It works. He can go to any dimension. He'll be on every console.
You know who has to be? Phil Schaefer.
Phil Schaefer. Why?
Because he makes those games. He makes those cute little games, and then you give him the property of Rick and Morty.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, you'd have to have Justin and Dan write the game
And act.
and not phone it in.
Yeah.
Yes.
It would have to be like a series. It would have to be as involved as Matt and Trey were with South Park.
So this would they would almost have to get a season ready and then take all the time off, not making any more season for a while to work
And you
on this
just
game
answered why it will never happen.
Yeah.
because they take fucking year and a half for seasons anyway. But hypothetical. So would
What's
you
his studio's name? Who made he made Psychonauts and stuff, right?
Tim Schafer?
Tim Schaefer. Who's Phil Schaefer?
Phil's
His brother.
Spencer?
Phil Spencer.
Yeah.
Tim Schaefer.
Double Fine.
Double Fine.
Oh yeah. Give him fucking.
That would be great, right? So now you know what I'm talking about. That's why I was like, why is he not more excited
Yeah,
about
and
my
because-
answer?
Because he's like Phil Schaefer.
He looks like a Phil.
I could see that we're going through them as a studio for it.
Who else could make it?
What do you think about Square?
I don't know. They don't really make those kinds of games.
I don't know. Kingdom Hearts is kind of.
That's more
Final
RPG
Fantasy.
though.
Don't
Yeah,
they do Final Fantasy?
yeah, that's totally different though. I'm thinking more like Ratchet and Clank, like
I've never
Jack
played
and
it.
Daxter, like Insomniac. Yeah,
Yeah.
Insomniac could totally make it.
So would you play just as Rick, or would you rotate characters?
I think you could pick who you wanted to be.
But then, so then, if you're playing anyone, that means you have to go with Rick then, because he'll have the portal gun.
No, I think that you like the person who you be like steals his.
What if it's
portal gun.
co-op and you can be Rick and Morty?
Yeah,
See, that would be the best
Obviously.
thing. You like
Obviously.
that's, and you do a puzzler that way.
maybe it's like The Cave. Remember that game, The Cave?
Oh god! Again, you brought that up. Double Fine Studios,
Exactly.
where you pick like 3 characters of like 9.
Yeah, Insomniac, Double Fine.
Okay, we're making this game. So we've got third person, over the shoulder action platform puzzler.
You're puzzling, you're platforming, you're
it depends
collecting.
on the planet you go to.
Yeah.
So kind of like it's gonna be a weird one, but like Disney's Epic Mickey and Epic Mickey 2, when you go to different areas, it changes how the game looks a little bit. Like you get 2D side scrolling levels, you get 3D open world, you get over the shoulder rail shooters, which would work with any planet you go to.
Yeah.
And yeah, throw in all the in-gags from like interdimensional cable. Mm-hmm. Like literally just have a spot, you're back at your main house, you just sit down and start channel changing and have them write hundreds of these.
Exactly. There's too much work to do for them. Mm-hmm. Like you could even have a level where you load in and like the foreground is the doors who go nowhere salesman guy, and he's like
real fake doors,
and he's like doing his pitch the whole time, and you're just like jumping around in the background and stuff, and he's like pitching the whole. He's doing his like that would be hilarious.
Would you have Ted in the game?
Yeah, you have to have everybody in the game.
No, the game of was it Ted at Blitz and Shits and Blitz?
Ted. Who's Ted?
The game that Morty
Roy?
plays. Roy, thank you.
Totally. Dude, if you could, I would play Roy.
What if that's how they unveiled the game? They're releasing Roy?
Why wouldn't that be their VR game? Like release the Rick and Morty VR game and be like, this is a new Rick and Morty game. You can do all this stuff, and then you put it on, and like you wake up and you're like a baby, and you're like, and they're like, hi Roy, and you're like, you just play Roy, and like you do, yeah.
Do you always end up at the carpet store?
No, you can do whatever you want. Like how Rick does. He's like, Roy's off the grid.
Burn to Social Security.
Yeah. This guy took Roy off the grid.
Wow, you went back
to you had cancer. You survived, and you went back to the carpet store. Dude, so good. I love in the background how you can see Mr. Meeseeks helping the guy with whack-a-mole.
Oh yeah,
and then he whacks all the moles and.
Ooh, there could be a villain. Someone just creating Mr. Meeseeks to go kill you.
Sure.
And every time they can't, more Meeseeks.
Oh,
because you could just say that's what you want, though, right? It's
yeah.
like I want to kill that person.
Yeah, you could.
But they would have to help you kill that person. They couldn't kill them. Mr. Meeseeks is helping you achieve a goal.
So, okay, the first time you meet the antagonist of the game, we don't know who it is. He can't beat you, so he makes a Meeseeks.
No, obviously the antagonist of the game is Drunk Rick, just like the episode where he makes the game. Mm-hmm. Like he got wasted, and then he made this like game for the superheroes to go through.
I was thinking it would be like Eye Patch Morty.
I mean, they could have teamed up, but Drunk Rick has to have like caused the whole thing. Like you think Rick got knocked out, or like if you play as Rick, you can still play as Rick, but if you like
there's a scene
knock
where,
him out and steal his thing, you can be anybody you want. You think he's like, he's in the know. He doesn't know what's going on, but then at the end, it's like, oh no, I made all this when I was drunk. Like, oh my god.
Oh, like have the same kind of realization. Oh
he's
no.
Like, oh shit.
So Drunk Rick sends Mr. Meeseeks after Jerry.
Yeah.
All right.
The whole the point of the game has to be to stop the entire universe from collapsing or something.
Yeah.
All the universes.
Or all the universes to converge to one universe type thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Have they ever made a Doctor Who game?
A couple of them. They've all been terrible.
Really? Yeah, I figured they would be. They probably haven't made one in a while, right?
There's one on PC with Matt Smith, so at least 5-6 years ago.
Not a fan.
I can only imagine that they're just point and click.
No, one of them was like a weird pseudo platformer that was terrible, or a puzzle platformer that was terrible.
Right.
Yeah, point and click adventures would make more sense for a Doctor Who game, or space travel game. No Man's Sky and just turn your ship into a TARDIS.
Sure.
It's got to be better than what they have now.
I've heard they're getting better. They keep
Yeah, I mean
updating
the
it.
game's fine. Now it's fine. It's not what we want.
It just was released as an early access game. That's what everyone went in thinking it was going to be AAA, big budget. It was early access.
Yep.
So have you been playing?
Mario.
Mario.
You didn't get... that would have came out today. Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh, that was today?
I was so tired last night. I wanted to buy it and try it, but...
Fair enough.
What do you need to know about that game? It looks beautiful. It's Shadow.
It's funny. They're not calling it a remaster or anything. It's literally just Shadow of the Colossus.
I know.
Because they built it again from the ground up.
Ground up. Blue
Did they
Point.
really?
Blue Point. They remastered it for the PS3.
Wow.
And they're the ones who did like the Uncharted collection,
Oh, really?
the Nathan Drake collection. Like they're Sony's up-res company, but they
Really?
they gave them this is their first ground up. Like they revamped Shadow of the Colossus and Uncharted and stuff, but that
Right.
was like cleaning up pixels and like redoing some audio.
Make
and
it
stuff.
look like not a PS2 game on
Yeah.
the PS3 and not a PS3 game on
This
the PS4.
this is literally like you have 4K HDR support.
Wow.
It's like the best looking game PlayStation has. Some outlets are saying.
Wow.
They revamped the controls a little bit, so it's not as awkward.
and the mechanics and the physics of stuff. I'm intrigued because that was one of
Are you
the.
gonna get it digitally?
I mean, it's $40. I'm probably
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a full price game. That's the other.
It's
good thing
gonna.
too.
It's one that I'm always gonna want to go back and play.
I love the PS3 one.
Yeah,
Loved it.
It's also
I have PlayStation Now, and I it's on PlayStation Now, and I popped it in. And I'm like, this is rough.
the
this is
PS2
rough.
version
I mean, it's the PS3
remake of the
remake,
PS2.
and it's still like, I don't know.
because like the controls were probably the biggest letdown of the first time that came out, and for me,
When it
it's
first came out, I don't know if you remember this, but the frame rate stuff was terrible.
that pushed the PS2 to its limits.
Yeah, it was. My PS2 was like, because I'm like on a Colossus, and it's like,
just stab,
Yeah.
stab animation.
and then he would like slip, and I'm like, what the fuck?
No, the game also has one of those surprisingly dark stories.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's beautiful at the same time. It's one of those like macabre, just like I need to save this person that I don't know who they are, but obviously like my character it loves them
Deeply in love to go murder 16 giants.
for doing nothing wrong.
That's just it. Like you don't like they.
And then their black worms come out and like
Well, like you get this feeling early on, like okay, these Colossus have to be bad, but then you start like, wait, this guy's just flying around. He ain't
Yeah.
doing anything. This guy's
I mean the
just,
first guy's just like
Yeah.
and then you climb up and he probably doesn't notice until you stab the shiny piece.
exactly. I mean that's it. You have to get their attention.
Yep.
It's the same thing with Monster Hunter. Is like they're just kind of going about their day until you're like, you have to poke.
I can't do it.
Can't?
I want to love this game. It is so hard for me.
Yeah, you just gotta wait till we all play it
It
again.
really is.
That's fine.
I don't even know what half the shit does. I don't know how to upgrade. I don't half
That-
the time I
that-
don't know where to go.
Yeah.
That is one of the things. It's not Dark Souls level of not holding your hand, but they hold your hand for like 5 minutes, and
Yeah.
then like okay, go.
It's not that they don't hold your hand, because they do. They give you tutorials on everything. It's just that everything is like 9 textbooks.
Yeah.
Like there's no way that you can just pop in the game and just understand all
Unless
the
you've
mechanics.
played Monster Hunter for years. That's actually one negative review I've seen for Monster Hunter is you can maybe agree to this or not. The UI is terrible.
You just
I hate it.
Doesn't know. Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I hate it.
It's like you know you have a life bar and there's equipment down here and then there's all this other shit over here and
Yeah.
down here. It's like
I fucking hate it. I go to upgrade something and it's like, okay, click on the item. I click on the item, then it brings up a thing, and then the upgrade thing is not grayed out. It's grayed out. So then I have to like go over and highlight it again, and then up it one, and I don't know how far I can go, or what the minimum is, or whatever, and then shit comes up on the bottom. I don't know what the fuck any of that means. I have to like confirm it with another button, then go down and hit upgrade again, and then equip it to myself. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I've had an aneurysm already by the time I get to that. Like, I don't even want to fucking play anymore.
It is cumbersome.
but when you get into the Batmaning down these monsters, it's
Only when you're with people.
true.
You have to be, because
It's like Destiny in that point. It's only fun with people.
you can mount them and like you can jump off a cliff and like get on them and like and then you knock them over and then you're all going crazy and then everyone's got different moves. Like you'll get someone who has a bow and arrow and then someone who has the big thing, and
The bow and arrow's the worst.
I love it.
How? How do you even shoot straight?
Aim.
Yeah, but there's like all the buttons. They all do different shit.
So there's only square and triangle, and then they're
Right.
just different
Well,
combinations.
triangle takes the weapon out.
Well,
right?
it's also the power attack too.
Is it? Okay.
So R2 and triangle take the weapon out.
Okay.
And then square, triangle, and circle have different combinations. So if you do like square, square, circle, it'll do a different thing. And if you hold circle, they'll like scrape the ground and light the arrow on fire, and then it'll like do like 30 points of damage. It's really cool. So I go back and forth between the dual blades and the bow and arrow because some of them they're too fast, and I can't. Every time I get to them with the dual blades, they're like boom, and they go somewhere else. Like
Talking with a lot of people who are playing this at work, the insect glaive is a great weapon. Apparently,
I don't even know what that is.
looks like a giant polearm with an axe head.
I have insects, and they're like I'm like maintaining them, and I don't know what that means, but I have them.
Yeah. This is why we need to have
There's
instruction
too
manuals in
much.
games again.
Totally. Yeah. Oh, that was the best part. Your mom's driving you home,
And you're just
oh my god, I can do this. Oh my god.
Until you have to rent a game, and then there's no fucking instruction manual. And I've got like I remember getting Jordan versus this is how old this was. Jordan versus Bird for Nintendo, and it didn't have an instruction manual in it, and I had no idea how to shoot, how to block, like how to run, anything like that. I'm just like mashing buttons around, see what does what. I was so pissed. Fucking Blockbuster.
Blockbuster. What are you playing?
Dragon Ball.
Oh yeah.
Did you finish all 3 arcs?
No. Honestly, I want to. The story itself is going to be all right, but the fucking grind is... It's just a slog because the enemies aren't really hard. Like, I think I've taken out a level 20 Kid Buu and he did no damage to me.
You got like a perfect match.
No, he hit me once.
Oh, okay.
No, I didn't. No, I was TN, and when you use TN's one of his super moves,
What's SSJ?
Super Saiyan.
What does the J stand for?
I have no idea. It's Super Saiyan.
Japan.
I thought that was just SS.
No, it's SSJ. I think they don't want to
So
call
this-
their characters SS.
Fine.
Why?
SSGSS though.
Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan.
I know that.
Shitty saying?
Can we watch Kai?
You can watch Kai. It cuts out a lot of filler. I think it
I
goes from
want to
about
watch it with you though.
300 episodes down to like 100 and something. And I don't think... Yeah, because one of the biggest things, early things that cuts down is Snake Way
So I've seen the first 3 episodes.
of Kai.
Yeah.
Where does the first 3 get you? So Raditz comes to Earth.
Piccolo. I just have a question.
Okay.
We should probably talk about this on Bloodshots actually.
Yeah.
Okay. To be continued.
TBC.
It'll be some filler. Because there's only a little bit of news, and then we saw 2 movies though.
I saw a ton of fucking movies.
Like movies or
Movies.
really? Because
Let's do
I
this.
saw
All right.
I saw a couple of good TV
ready.
shows that I started.
I'm ready. Dude, you fucking yeah. Go ahead.
Thank you for joining us for the Broken Pixel podcast. If you like what you saw, please like, favorite, subscribe on all your social medias. If you want to help us out, visit patreon.com/derailed. Throw us some money. Help us improve the set. Thank you
Who
and good
doesn't
night.
like money?